It's not whether you can or you can't. Because either way, you're going to be right in your mindset. So believe that you can and you will achieve. Believe that you can't and you won't achieve nothing. It's all that. Well, Guan, that's that guy. A little bit of motivation. Starting off the video today, I finally got Snapchat back in my life. I went on a hiatus a bit just to see how doing dread reviews of subscribers kinds would work on Instagram. And it works nonetheless, but Snapchat is a little bit better for it. So add me on Snapchat, not_nation. Send me your snaps over there. It's a lot easier for me to do it over there. I do it on Instagram still too, but you got 2 platforms plus my website to send in photos of your dreads. Today we're doing the final, well, not final, but the grand episode of number 30, Dreadisode number 30. I can't believe I've done 30 of these already. So make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed. This is Not Nation. Braka. So essentially dreads of the subscriber kind over here on Snapchat today. Getting right into this video without wasting any time. This dude had some dreads here. He's saying of 3 months free form, started with a towel rub. Now this is very early in the stage. I appreciate people sending in locks at this stage, like when they're really early, but you're not going to really see results until around the 6-month mark. So try and hold your photos for then. But I mean, at 3 months here, buddy is actually showing some progression with his locks. And very interesting factor here is that his locks are thin and his hair is almost, like, not straight, but you know, straight-ish. You know, it's got a little bit of curl texture to it. So considering that the towel rub worked on this type of hair, it's pretty cool. And this is what the towel rub usually creates, is thin dreads like this. So if that's what you're aiming for, use a towel rub. But if you want thicker dreads, then you gotta obviously not towel rub them and let them Congo up as much as possible on their own. We can see this dude's rocking a taper on the side, on the front even, and a little ponytail at the front as well. Don't smoke cigs though, man. That shit's poison. Poisonous. So here's another shot. I think this was a bit earlier. The first video I just shown was his latest progression. So these looking pretty cool. You can see kind of where they started from and how they're looking. In this photo here is here. His hair doesn't seem to look as dry and matted as that last photo. But it is cool to see that he's going for it all in. I just hope to see these dreads get to a year, 2 year, 3 year mark and keep them going. So this guy says, if he permed my long straight hair to get it curly and left the curls, would they freeform? You just have to leave your hair to freeform. You don't even have to perm it, like curl it. You don't have to curl your hair to get it like that. Just let your hair freeform. Just don't brush it, man. That's all you really have to do. I got the new growth will grow back straight, but the time there is much new grown in my curls. What? I really want to freeform, but don't want to wait 2 years for its straight hair. That's kind of a oxymoron there. It's like, I want freeform dreads, but I don't want to wait. I hear this a lot in other terms of society. It's like, I want to win the lottery, but I don't buy tickets. I want to be super successful, but I don't want to work hard to get there. This is the issue with people in society these days. If you want something, you work hard to get it. Set your mind to achieve it, and you be patient and dedicate yourself to get there. It's the same thing with dreads. If you want freeform dreads, just let go of any resistance and just go for it. Stop worrying about stuff. Stop being impatient. Just go for it. You know, that's what it really comes down to. That's what it really comes down to in this situation here. These locks looking pretty sick. Said he's on vacation. Palm trees in the back, braided up and braided out. I like the way that they're looking, man. Looking like they're twisted. He's got a lot of them on his head. There's very much a little bit of bleach, very much bleach down here. And blunted tips, good length down to his shoulders. Looking legit. Hopefully you're having a great vacation, man. Big it up. I miss vacation life. It's fun. I'm like, Adam, awesome. Jay, big ups, Jay. Moving along here, we got Samuel Robinson. Big fan, watch your videos. 6 million from Canada. Yeah, I'm a Canadian, dude. Freeforms going on 5 months ago. Wash twice a week and occasionally separate. So he's only washing twice a week. You know, that's a good amount of time to wash. His hair looks like it's more textured. He's got some curls going on there, some waviness. And I'm super stoked on how these locks have actually come out. For a few reasons. There's a nice Congo there. That being one of the reasons. He's letting them Congo up, separate as needed. You don't really, the back there, you can see a lot of it coming together nice and thick, because the back is, where we sleep when we put our head initially when we go to bed. So it's a lot of friction. It's almost like a towel rub is happening all night on the sides and on the back of your head when you're sleeping, growing freeforms like this. And you can really see the texture and the thickness and the waviness coming in on his locks. This type of texture can't be duplicated in the loctician world, in the salon world. This is why these are so great to have freeform dreads. And you see at the back here, a lot of his length is going down to the back of like his shoulder blade. And the dreads are pretty much matured up to about halfway up the lock. Meanwhile, the new growth here is going to lock last, obviously, because it's the newest growth of his head. So now that all this down here is locked up, there's nothing to worry about. Nothing's gonna come out anymore. You just gotta wait for the length to come after this. And of course, separating at will, because if left untouched, these will combine into even thicker dreads. But if separated, you can leave them kind of how they are, and it looks pretty dope. This one looks like it was earlier in the stages, and we got some length going on here. A lot of frizzy hairs, which is normal. It's fine. It actually helps to dread up later, and you can really see the sections here going on. It really reminds me of like a wrestler, almost wrestler's hair, but it looks sick, man. Keep those growing. Big up Sam Rob. I just sent him a dope thing. So these dreads here are looking pretty cool too. Crocheted of some sort, blunted tips all over, high tops being very popular these days, and he had them up in a rubber band there. Looks cool, man. Appreciate you sending that video. This guy sending in a picture that wasn't even dreads. This guy has some real dreads now, growing these for 2 years. And these dreads looking amazing. Very uniform. Tips very blunted and shit. He's at that stage where they can flip back. They're not just like hanging in the front or hanging straight up. So he's definitely past that baby lock stage. Definitely well matured at this point. And it's like, once you get to this stage and you see that they're locked, all it takes is just growing out the new growth and waiting for the length to come in, because that's all it really takes. Started with backcomb and crochet hook. Been doing a lot less these days. Been doing a lot more less. That's funny. I've been locked up for 9 months. Aliens. So I love the way that this dread right here looks on the right. Boom. It's just like, it's very structured here. And a lot of these dreads are actually very matured. You can see he spent some time backcombing and crocheting some of these tips, but now that it's all locked up, like he said, you don't have to do nothing. This frizzy hair may or may not go away. I'm sure some of it will take in on its own over time, but I wouldn't expect it all to disappear and be super neat like you're getting interlocks or something done. So it's cool to see people rocking the frizzy hair, because honestly, it's a part of the culture. You know, dreads aren't meant to be super neat and tidy. It's almost like the way that we're taught that straight hair is proper and neat and professional. For some reason now, dreadlocks can only be deemed professional if there's no frizzy hair. It's like, listen, our hair is frizzy naturally. Why should it be deemed unprofessional when we're just wearing our hair as it is? You know, we should. It's a trip. It's a trip. Moving on here. Just sent these over Instagram. We'll have to be featured on the page. Well, I'll put you in the video, bro. We can see these are some high top dreads going on here. And he says he randomly put his hair up in this messy bun. Yo, it looks sick. The random buns can often be the best style because it's often a one-off hairstyle, because you will never be able to duplicate it again exactly the same. So yeah, go for that messy updo, man, for sure. And this guy does the high top, very clean high top dreads here. And it must feel nice having the wind blow on the side of your hair like that on a haircut day. I get it. Music is life. Sending in pictures of his dreads here. And I was talking with this dude yesterday after he sent in these photos, because I had a question about one of his pictures he sent in when he first started his locks here. This one specifically, this is when his dreads were first twisted. And what I was noticing was the way that they were done was there's Y gaps happening here in his dreads. Here and down here and here. Like, this is a sign of improperly interlocking. So I messaged him just saying, because I thought this was a recent photo, but it's actually his first photo when he got his dreads. Thankfully, he didn't interlock them again after this. I was worried that he was getting it done like this, but and it's good that it worked out still, because he got this done once and then left it to lock up after that. So thankfully it was okay, but this can be a terrible situation if you are going to get this done every month and somebody is interlocking your hair in Y gaps like this. So, and you can see the gaps, right? Like here and here, and like they're all over pretty much. And I know this because I've interlocked my own hair before, and I've done this to myself, and I'm like, shit, that's not right. I need to fix it, take it out, and do it again. So, you know, that was a video of him August 10th with his dreads braided up. Reminds me of Gunna here. Really reminds me of Gunna. And then as the time goes on here, the date is August 24th. And, you know, they're starting to mature a little bit more, but the gaps are still there. And then it was a more recent video that he actually explains that he only had it done once, and now he's basically just free-forming them in, maybe retwisting a bit. So good thing that we talked about that. C4 here got some natural curls going on, would turn into dreads very uniquely, just left being like this, and you can see that they are locking up. This curl here is a strong curl. That's the start of a dread. This is the start, and this is the start of the shrinking stage as well of the dreads. And you can see the tips are already kind of locked up. This could just be from finger twisting it over time, but it is a sealed end there. And I just really like the way that this curl is so solid. Pretty cool. I appreciate you sending in the photo, dude. This dude was in the last video, or one of the previous videos recently, and his freeform dreads are actually really amazing because they're just, every single one of them is so different, and they're really thick, and they've shrunken to the point now that they're like pretty much matured already after August, September, October. Just 3 months of freeforming, and he got his hair to this. So it's pretty impressive. And his hair type looking like a type C, 3 of some sort. Maybe a 3C, maybe a 3A. And ones like this, you can see the new growth here that isn't dreaded versus all up here that is kind of dreaded. And very buoyant as well and bouncy. Really dope to see this. Amazing. So yeah, big up those dreads, keep them growing. I would love to see how those turn out when there's a lot of length to them, because they're gonna change a lot, man. And enjoy that stage now, because this is the baby dread stage. This is the awkward stage. It doesn't last forever, and it's fun and it's crazy. It really brings out your confidence. So you know, enjoy that while it's there. It's not gonna last forever. Instead of hating on that stage, you know, people hate having that kind of stage. Now at this stage, I was wondering in terms of sleep, what is the best way to keep my dreads? These are good for sleep. They're like wraps. You could also wear your hair in a tam, but really you don't need anything. You could just wear your hair out if you want. Just have like a silk pillow cover so you don't get lint that collects in it. Like sometimes I don't sleep with anything on my head anymore. Simply for the fact I don't want to be pulling my hair back or up from my hairline. I just want it to be down as much as I can, even when I sleep these days. Still got my baby dreads. This looks like work of a dread sponge, but I like it. It's oddly satisfying how uniform all those little dreads are. Crazy dreads here, pigtails on the side, free-formed. Dig in the free forms, and yeah, a lot of things to happen here. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Keep them growing, just never stop. And he's obviously rocking really wacky, crazy hairstyles, having fun with it. You know, that's amazing. Amazing. Okay, so this guy here, big fan. Watching dread reviews forever. Girlfriend started my dreads 6 months ago on April 19th with backcombing and crochet hooking. He loves it. He taught me a lot about, and most importantly, patience, and gives me constant reminder that time is passing by every day. I plan on keeping this set of dreads until I graduate college, and then freeforming another set after that. Why not just freeform from this set? Transition these dreads into freeforms after college. That would be even better. Much love. Keep doing what you do. Great work. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at his locks. What we got here for his locks is actually some pretty interesting Kirkland's locks. This is Kirkland's dreads. They're high topped. He's blonde, Caucasian hair, crocheted, you can tell, and you know, he's not over crocheting it because we can still see frizzies on the top, so that's a good sign. He's even able to rock the braid out. This looks like his hair's wet out of the shower. Blunted tips here. Now you will notice when you blunt the tip of a dreadlock, after you wash your hair, water will retain more in the ends than usual, opposed to wispy tips where the water can run out. So if you are blunting your tips with a crochet hook, be sure to get all the water out of the ends when you wash your hair, because it can build up moisture down there if you leave your hair too wet in the ends down there. Just a little forewarning for people. This is out of the braids when you got a little bit of crinkly going on, and look at the new growth here. It's cool to see that there is some new growth. It kind of looks like it was twisting up here, but that's just a natural curl, I think, that's happening. And then here's the braid out once again, more like fishbone braids or a barrel twist braid. It's actually a pretty cool hairstyle. Dread's looking really mature at this point. I like the headband look as well. Looks like he's got some mango and lime something or other down there. And he says one more exam till fall. He's back with his brothers. Kirkland, big up Kirkland. Marco, towel rub, 3 weeks. This is the type of shit that's like, it's not dreads yet. Don't send me those because they're not dreads. These are some dreads right now, man. These are some dreads in my life that deserve to be reviewed. This is like prime example of crocheted dreads, back combing, crochet, blunted tips. For some reason, this is like the desired look people want to go for when they're worried about looking professional, neat, whatever. People want this look. I mean, it's a great look, and these dreads definitely look like dreads at this point. It looks like he's got them high topped a bit as well. I'm very interested to see how they will look with the length. You know, you got this far now, 5 months. Let's see 5 years. And they are kind of like not falling in natural place right now. They're still kind of standing on their own a bit. So as they get longer, they will start to be able to flip back or flip forward a bit more. And one thing I do want to note about this here is look at the new growth over here. The way it's growing in naturally without crocheting, this new growth looks like they're growing flat. So this dude could actually freeform his hair from this point and change the shape of his locks from cylindrical to like flatter dreads and Congo them up. Like they could change completely from here. And it looks like even up at the top here, they're already starting to Congo up a little bit. So I would suggest just leaving them at this point, bro. They're already locked. They're not gonna come out. Just let them do their own thing. Don't waste any money getting them crocheted anymore, and just let them grow. 6 months looks very. Oh, it's the same dude. 6 months in now, and yeah, they're looking sick. Yeah, keep those going, man. Keep those growing. So these locks looking pretty unique because he ended up dyeing them really red. These are some high top twisted dreads, very short. And then the red comes in and it's just like bam shabam. This shit is vibrant. Notice the pattern, the brick pattern on his scalp for the parting. And yeah, I'm impressed by how red you got those dreads to be, because that's very, very vibrant. And I like that color scheme. I've always liked the color scheme of red and black dreads. I've just never been one to dye my hair. Castile soap. This looks like a knockoff of Dr. Bronner's, probably a little bit cheaper than Bronner's, so I would say go ahead and go for it. Biodegradable, amazing, because then you can use it in the lakes or when you go wash your hair in a waterfall. It's no problem. Versus the Dr. Bronner's Castile soap there. I've used both. Oh, I've used Dr. Bronner's anyways. It's pretty expensive. I don't use it anymore because it's almost too strong for me for some reason. It's too strong, and it dries out my scalp more than it should. Right now I actually don't have any shampoo for my dreads. The last stuff that I used was called noggin oil, which was essentially essential oils and mixed in the water. And I'm feeling like that's the best way to wash your hair. You don't really need to buy shampoos. You just need to buy essential oils, whatever ones that you want, and just mix them with some water and use that to wash your hair. And it's good. It turned out to be pretty good. So I'm gonna be trying that a bit more often these days. But back to the video here. These are very intriguing and how they were sectioned. Come on. He's saying he works in security, so he wanted neater dreads. I think your dreads look pretty good. They definitely suit you. And the coolest thing that I saw in these photos was actually the way that they were sectioned off when you started them in this photo right here. Because they're triangles, for one. Usually you do it like in hexagon or circle type, but the triangle way is a little bit different to see. It looks like it still worked out pretty well for you, especially if you're just free forming them in or crochet hooking them from here on out. You won't really see that triangle pattern later as you get a little bit of new growth going on there. Like right here, you don't really see it as much. You kind of see it, but not as much as you would think. 7 months free form. That's not type C. That's not type 3C, bro. That's more like And moving on up here, we got this dude, 2 months Crockett hook. You were actually in the last video as well, so you're lucky as fuck to get in these 2 back to back, showing us a little bit more these days. This was a guy that I thought looked like he had extensions put into his hair. And here's a new photo actually of his hair in one of those glow parties with the chalk and shit. So my facts here are try not to get this shit in your hair, because obviously it's not good. It's fun, it's all fun in the moment and everything, but that's definitely not good for your hair. I like the way that your crown is kind of shaped around with a couple dreads on the top. The thickness of your locks looking pretty cool. And this photo is really neat to see that you're like glowing in the dark with these dreads. It's pretty sick. Pretty sick. And I have some head wraps coming in the mail like this too for Not Nation style. I'm really dope to get these out to you guys, because you can wear them like that on the face or on your head as a head tam, whatever you need. I'm super stoked to get these out to you guys on the Not Nation shop, which you can check out, which is a link below. If you head to notnation.com, there is product there right now that I've been merchandising to you guys, tams and t-shirts. And anybody watching this video within the next 48 hours, anybody buying a tam, it's buy one get one free. I'm doing that deal again, 48-hour deal, buy one get one free tam. So make sure you hit me up on the website. Just put Dread Review Dreadisode 30 as a note, and that way you'll get that discount. And I will be sure to send 2 tams to you guys. One for you, one for your homie, your spouse, your children, whoever may need it. But anyways, I'm Not Locks. This is Not Nation. I'm gonna see you guys next time. Send me your snaps for your dreads. Send me your Instagram stories. Tag at, or I guess mention Not Nation on Instagram, and I can repost it to my story. And you can also upload your videos and photos to my website, notnation.com. The same place you're gonna get your merch with the 2-for-1 deal on the tams right now. So yeah, big up yourselves. Thanks for watching. And also the same deal going on for the t-shirts right now too. So you want a tam, you want a t-shirt, go to the website, punch in an order for within the next 48 hours, and you'll get 2 from me personally. Until then, see you guys next time. Peace out, one love, stay happy and nappy, and I'll see you guys in the next Dreadlock update video. I'm gone.
Madder than, sicker than them. Madder than, sicker than them. Dreader than dread, dreader than dread. Yeah, but look at me tell them, say, yo, say what? We rise up on a left with them.